Hey guys, what's up? Yeah, I thought I'd come on here and just give my thoughts, previews, predictions on WrestleMania this Sunday. Um, Pretty much, the card looks like a good WrestleMania card, although there are some matches people don't want to see and want to see in a different format. So, yeah, it's kind of just kind of like disappointing, I guess. I mean, I know the Man right now, who's doing a live reaction to SmackDown as we speak, is not too thrilled with the announcement of one of the more recent matchups that we're getting. But if we look at the card, we kind of have an idea of what trajectory maybe WWE is going to go in, because one of the main themes I've heard be reported online in the past few weeks, if not the past month, was this WrestleMania weekend, this WrestleMania, along with NXT Takeover New York, were going to be about change. The main focus was change. That was the main theme they threw with NXT Takeover, and then they lofted in with WrestleMania. And then, of course, you got reports going around that Vince McMahon is probably going to step away for a bit to focus on his XFL, and Triple H and Stephanie is going to take over behind the scenes and kind of steer the boat in a different direction. So first of all, let's take a look at WrestleMania as a whole. I mean, right now it is projected to be about 7.5 to 8 hours at least. Of course, 3.5 of those hours will be at least 3 or 3.5 of those hours will be, well, I would say, how do I put this? I would say about 3.5 of those hours would be the pre-show, and 4.5 would be, or 4 of that. Well, the way it's being positioned is 2.5 of those would be the pre-show, and 5 would be the main card. If not 3, the pre, 5 the main. Now, they do have some celebrity activity here, as far as I know. We know that America the Beautiful, it was announced it's going to be sang by Yolanda Adams. I know my mom would love that. We know that Joan Jett's going to sing or play Ronda Rousey down at the ring during the main event. So we know there's a lot of things going on. So let's take a look at some of the matches and exactly where they're going to, like what direction they could head in. Let's take a look at the Battle Royals. I know one of them. Now, here's the thing about the Battle Royals. One of them has got to be on the pre-show, unfortunately. But I don't know which one that's going to be. For all we know, maybe the Battle Royals, both of them will be on the main card. We don't know. But one of them is going to be on the pre-show. That is for certain. And unfortunately, I think it's going to be the women. And the way things are going right now with WWE, I think the most logical choice in a lot of people's minds, as far as they're concerned, when it comes to WWE's mindset and Vince McMahon's mindset and all that, the most logical choice to win that women's battle royal is going to be Lacey Evans. And that might be true. But I don't really know. I mean, some people are projecting Asuka to win it, so that way they can build her back up a little bit. Kind of like give her a constellation of, sort of a constellational thank you as to, dropping the belt to Charlotte to help make this main event even more important or more special. So, I don't really know who they're going to go with if to win this, but I would say that it's a toss-up between Lacey Evans and Asuka. That's how I look at it. The men's battle royal, the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, it's being set up for Braun. It's being set up. This is the way I look at it. Right now, it looks like it's being set up for Braun Strowman. But I know how fans are thinking. Well, I don't know really how fans think, but I know some fans are fearing that the way WWE likes to promote the celebrities, and since right now they're under the partner, they're under the Comcast umbrella, NBC umbrella, whatever you want to call it, with USA and stuff, that it will be the two SNL comedians that will win the Battle Royal, or at least one of them anyway. And I can already see people being like, if that happens, it pretty much shows WWE spitting on the grave of Andre the Giant. So I don't really. So I'm not gonna say. What I'm saying is I wouldn't put it past them to do that. But I'm hoping they don't. I look at it this way. I see that perhaps what's going to happen, and this is my opinion, what's going to happen is you're going to have Braun Strowman win the well, Braun would be the predictable one. I would say it's got to be one of the newcomers. It's got to be EC3, because people felt that he's not getting the opportunity he needs. It's got to be Mojo Rawley again, make him a 2-time winner. Tyler Breeze maybe. Lars Sullivan maybe, if he shows up. Again, this one's kind of a toss-up, but I think honestly it's got to go to Braun if there's no other choice. But again, I want to put it past World Wrestling Entertainment to do the stupid decision and let the SNL guys win it. But hopefully they don't do that, and we'll have to wait and see. Maybe they might have Baba Tunde, who's now being managed by by Hathaway, or whatever his new name is in NXT. Stokely Hathaway, from Major League Wrestling, or whatever his name is in NXT now. Maybe they have Baba Tunde win it. That would be a surprise out of nowhere. Who knows? Again, it's a toss-up, but I think it's more likely for Braun Strowman to take. But if they go with the two SNL guys, I would not be surprised. As far as the Raw Tag Team titles go, they're being kept secret, so I think that's going to be on the main card, so we'll save that for a bit. The Cruiserweight Championship is going to be on the pre-show, unfortunately, unless they do switch it over to the main card. And that's Buddy Murphy against Tony Nese. I think the way they've been building up Tony Nese lately, even though I don't watch 205 Live that much, but the way they've been building him up, and especially this bit of history between him and Buddy, I'm going to go with Tony Nese. I think Buddy has had a superior run. He's had one of the best runs, probably the most legendary runs so far with the Cruiserweight title as far as 205 Live goes. But I think the time is coming for him to move on to another brand, and I think he's going to head to either Raw or SmackDown after this, and he's going to be joining his I think his girlfriend, if she's still his girlfriend, Alexa Bliss, whatever brand she's going to be on, which is either Raw or SmackDown. I'm going with Tony Nese, because this is a grand stage. This is gonna, Super Showdown was like, for Buddy Murphy, that was his WrestleMania moment. This is going to be Tony Nese's. As far as the match that just got announced tonight, according to what I read on Twitter, the Usos defending against Shinsuke Nakamura, Rusev, Ricochet, Aleister Black, and The Bar. This is more likely for the pre-show, but maybe it'll go on the main card, I don't know. But I think I gotta go with Aleister Black and Ricochet here. I really do. it would be a big WrestleMania moment for them. And by winning these belts, it pretty much says to me, I look at it this way: if they give the belts to Nakamura and Rusev, it's just another way of WWE saying, "Hey, look, see, you're the champs now. You don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to tease leaving or anything like that. We love you. You're the champs." If that happens, yeah, congratulations to Rusev and Nakamura. But basically, a lot of fans, in their opinion, would be seeing right through the reason as to why WWE put the belts on them. So we'll just have to wait and see what they do. But I'm gonna go with Aleister Black and Ricochet because one, by doing this, you give Ricochet and Aleister a WrestleMania moment in the debut WrestleMania, even if it's on the kickoff, as well as you establish exactly what brand they're going to end up on, and that's going to be SmackDown. So, in which a lot of fans want them to be on. For right now, they want them to be on SmackDown. So, I'm going to go with Black and Ricochet on this. I really am. Then we get to the main card. The main card being that I think is going to start off with the Raw Tag Team titles. We don't know exactly what match that's going to be for the Revival. It's being kept secret. But I think because we're not getting the Hardys and the Usos like some fans want, I think there's a good chance we'll probably get the Hardys and the Revival. That's what I'm thinking. We're going to get the Hardys and the Revival. We might even get a triple threat match here. We might get the Hardys, Revival, and the AOP. So, but whatever happens, I predict new tag team champs. It'll probably be the Hardys. It might be AOP. But that's what I think they're going with. If they go, they might even throw heavy machinery in there. So there you go. You can have a fatal four-way for the SmackDown and a fatal four-way for the Raw. But I predict new tag champs. And if it's a fatal four-way, you're either going to have the Hardys walk out with it or heavy machinery. So that's the way I look at it there. So how many matches have been so far? Let's see. Battle Royal, Cruiser, Smack. That's 4. And Raw, that's 5. So let's talk about AJ Styles and Randy Orton. This one's going to be a good match. It'll probably be placed in the same position Randy Orton and Seth Rollins was in. But I predict... Well, the prediction for this one's kind of a toss-up because... when Seth took on Randy at WrestleMania several years ago, everybody thought Seth was going to walk out with the championship, but he didn't. Walk out with the win, but he didn't. Although he did walk out with the championship at the end of the night. This is a toss-up, but I think they're going to go with AJ on this one. Because of the fact that Randy got one up on him tonight. I think they're going to go with AJ. They got to go with him. So I'm going to go with AJ Styles. The other match is Shane McMahon and The Miz Falls Count Anywhere. This is going to be a wild, crazy match. Definitely expect Shane to do some kind of big spot in there. Maybe even expect Miz to do the same thing. Don't put anything past Miz, because he's a guy that, nobody thought would be as good as he's gotten or get as good as he got. But, boy, were we proven wrong. So I think honestly Miz and Shane are going to have a great matchup here. I expect Miz to win, and I expect him to pull off some kind of crazy finish with a skull-crushing finale. Probably not in the ring, but somewhere that's going to make it feel impactful and feel like a WrestleMania moment. But I expect Miz to win this. He's long overdue for a Mania win. Then we have the fatal four-way for the women's tag team titles. Man, the tag team scene's getting they're getting love, but mostly they're getting fatal four-way love. But we got the Boston Hug Connection, Sasha and Bayley against Nia and Tamina, Natalya and Beth, and the Iconics. It would be easy to say that the Boston Hug Connection got to win this to have the WrestleMania moment and solidify that they are a legit team. But this one's a toss-up. Some would say the Samoan SWAT team, or the Samoan Slaughterhouse, Nia and Tamina should get it. People are saying Iconics are the more legit team. They've always have been. Maybe it's their time. And that would be nice too. You know, just to see exactly how they work them out as a team. You know, work with them as a tag team. See how they kind of be shuffled. You know, to me, I would just love to see the Iconics win, just to see how they play around with that idea of them, you know, being the tag champs and not really wanting to defend because, you know, it's not, you know, they shouldn't, you know, to come up with some kind of storyline that would be fitting for them. But honestly, I think what's going to happen is because her dad's going in the Hall of Fame and she's accepting the award on his behalf along with her uncle, they're going to give it to Natalya. They're giving it to Natalya and Beth. Beth and Natalya, I've got a feeling, even if it's for a month, maybe a week, but I got a feeling they are walking out the women's tag team champions. So I look at it this way. Even though I believe Sasha and Bayley need this to legitimize the tag team division and them as a legit tag team, I think they're going to give it to Beth and Natalya more so as a sympathy. Well, I wouldn't say sympathy, but more like an addition to her father going into the Hall of Fame. It's going to be their way saying, you know, here, not only is your father going into the Hall of Fame, but on the same weekend, we're going to make you a tag champ like he was. So I've got a feeling that's probably what's going to happen, and I would not be surprised if the way they win it, they pull out the Hart Foundation's Heart Attack finisher. I would not be surprised. So the next match, there's one match that is kind of questionable right now. It's Rey Mysterio and Samoa Joe. Rey has an ankle injury as far as we know now, thanks to his match with Baron Corbin last night. How legit it is or how bad it is, we won't know till Sunday, but I've got a feeling Rey's going to be fine. They may transition the match to a triple threat match, but the U.S. title match right now is scheduled to be Rey and Samoa Joe. So I would predict, and even though Samoa Joe could really benefit from a WrestleMania moment here and a victory, if Rey's cleared to go, I'm going with Rey. If he's not 100% cleared, but clear enough, and they make it into some kind of triple threat, then I'm going to go with either Samoa Joe or whoever they insert into the match to kind of make it into that kind of a match type, which right now people are hoping to be Andrade. So if they make it a triple threat and they add Andrade Cien, I'm predicting either Joe or Andrade to walk out. If it's one-on-one, then I'm predicting Rey Mysterio because they've been building to that moment. Intercontinental Championship, Bobby Lashley against Finn Balor, or now the Demon Finn Balor. I watched some of the interview and everything from last night, and you know, just his reaction afterwards, after Balor revealed that he's bringing the Demon persona to WrestleMania. It's almost like you see somebody that, if WWE decides to put Bobby Lashley over Finn, it wouldn't surprise me, because the way his reaction is, you know, he's not intimidated. It's like he's fussed. It's like he's not intimidated, but more along the lines of, you just really basically to him, it's like Finn Balor just upped the ante, and he didn't have to. So we'll see exactly what happens. I mean, right now, as the Demon, he's undefeated. Do they continue it at WrestleMania? Continue the undefeated streak as the Demon? Or do they do what they did with The Undertaker and Brock? You know, they just have the Demon's record on pay-per-views just go like that, thanks to Bobby Lashley. we'll have to wait and see. But you know, the only thing I'm really looking forward to is what kind of an entrance he's going to have during during WrestleMania. What kind of entrance the Demon's going to get? Be really interesting. But it's a toss-up because right now you don't really know exactly what direction they're going to go with. Because right now they're playing up the fact that Lashley's not going to be intimidated either way. So we'll see what happens. It's a toss-up right here. The next match is for the WWE Championship. It is Daniel Bryan and Kofi Kingston, as far as we know, unless they do something again tonight. They like to do that a lot. I think this is gonna be a good match either way. If it's 1-on-1, or they decide to add somebody in, or whatever the heck they're gonna do. The way they're building it up is the way they're building it up is great. The storyline is great. I'm predicting Kofi Kingston to win. I'm predicting him to win the match and become champion, make history, if you know what I mean. But I don't think he's going to hold it for that long. I think it's going to be a month reign, and whether it's Daniel Bryan or somebody else they choose, whoever he takes on at the next pay-per-view, I think it's Backlash, he's going to drop the belt. But those are going to be the breaks. I've got a feeling that he's going to keep the belt at least for a month if he wins it, and then drop it to whoever they choose to be the one he drops it to. So, but yeah, this one's going to be a good match either way. No matter how you look at it, if they keep the belt on Daniel, then I expect Daniel to drop that belt at Backlash as well. But he'll drop it more along the lines, I think. I think he's going to drop it more along the lines, if I'm to be honest with you guys, to whoever is the top person they bring over that gets shooken up and brought over from Raw to SmackDown. Or even from NXT or NXT UK. Like I said, basically what I'm saying is whoever ends up on SmackDown and looked at as a big deal, well, Daniel's still the champ there if he retains, that's who he'll drop the belt to the following month. Now, the next match, the Universal Championship match, Brock Lesnar. But anyway, but getting back to the WWE Championship match, though, I do predict Kofi, but if not Kofi, then Daniel's dropping it to whoever the next big star is coming over to SmackDown during the shakeup. Whether it's a Raw star or someone from either NXT brands. Or even 205 brands, what we know. But I'm going with Kofi if that's not the case. And then next up we have the Universal Championship match. Seth Rollins and Brock Lesnar. I can't really call this one. I know a lot of people are saying that because it's obvious of what's going to happen in the main event, and with the women, and possibly with Daniel and Kofi, that this will be the one that we shouldn't be surprised that they would go in the direction they'll go in. And what that is Brock Lesnar retaining. Because it seems to me that what they have planned for Brock, because here's how I look at it. If we get Kofi winning, and then we get the result we're hoping for in the women's main event match, then they decide that in return they have Brock and then they decide that in return they get to have Brock retain. Like, they give us what we want, but in turn we let them have what they want, and that's Brock retaining. then the only reason I can think they're going to do that is to set him up for Roman Reigns. And I know nobody wants to hear that, even though Roman coming back from a life-threatening, conquering and coming back from a life-threatening cancer would be a great story, for him to come back and slay the beast and take back what he never really lost. I think would be a great story. Is a great story, just waiting to be written. And if they decide to go with Brock over Seth, then there you go. That's the path they're going to head in. If they don't go with Brock and they have Seth win, then what's scheduled to happen in the next month or so, in the next couple months, makes sense. And if that's how they get the belt on a certain Scottishman, and I'll talk about that match in a little bit, so be it. So, but to me, I think this is a toss-up here, because a lot of people are saying they're not going to give us all three matches the way we want them. That one's got to go in their favor. So this one, again, just like I talked about before with another match. I think, what was that match? Was that Orton and Styles? I can't remember. But basically, this match is going to be the kind of match that it's a toss-up. Again, it's a toss-up, and I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see what they do here. We'll have to wait and see what they do. But it would be nice to see Seth win. But the way he got the advantage over Brock this past Monday, traditionally that kind of tells you what's going to happen. So we'll have to wait and see. But I know a lot of people are pulling for Seth, but don't be surprised if they go with Brock because of what I mentioned. And then we have Roman Reigns against Drew McIntyre. This match is going to be a physical match. It will be ugly. It will be a physical, brawling match. And I predict, obviously, see, this is another one of those toss-up matches. But in the end, I think they're going to go with Roman because it's his first WrestleMania. It's not his first WrestleMania, but it's like, what is a second or third match back. So they got to go with Roman, especially after what happened on Monday, happened last night on Raw. Backstage, they got to go with Roman in this one. I mean, here's what I look at. Even if they go with Roman and Drew loses, I don't think it's going to kill Drew's momentum, because I don't think Drew's going to remain on Raw that much longer. I think Drew's going to head to SmackDown. And that's a place that a lot of people, right now, the way SmackDown's being written and being booked, is the place he should be in the eyes of a lot of people. So I see Roman Reigns beating Drew McIntyre, but I don't think it's going to kill his momentum. I really don't. So, but it will be a physical, hard brawling match. As far as Baron Corbin and Kurt Angle goes, it's kind of a toss-up there. I know that some people are fearful that Baron, since he's been on a roll lately, is going to be the one that wins the match and ends Kurt Angle's, and basically causes Kurt's final match ever to be being a loss. But maybe they'll throw a curveball, because a lot of people are thinking right now there's got to be something up with this. Why would you want to go with someone like Baron Corbin? Don't you hear the reactions? And I don't really know. I really don't know what they got planned, but for Kurt's match here with Baron, if it is still going to be against Baron, because a lot of people are hoping it's otherwise. But we'll have to wait and see. But I'm hoping I'm going to go with Kurt Angle, because you got to go with Kurt. Even if you gave him a leg up on Baron at the end of Raw, and that's usually, like I said earlier, means that someone like Baron's going to win. I still think you got to go with Kurt. It's his last match. Let him go out with a victory. That's how I look at it. Then we got Batista and Triple H, no holds barred, with the stipulation that if Triple H loses, his career is over, and this is also Batista's last match. I definitely, this to me is going to be more storytelling, more story driven, because that's how a lot of Triple H's matches have been as of late, more story driven. Whoever they go with here, because this is going to be one of those toss-up matches. It's like, you don't want Batista going out in his last match with a loss. You want him to go out with a victory, so at least you can do business with him again. But then again, you don't want to, have, someone like Triple H's career come to an end. Yes, DX is going to the Hall of Fame. That usually should mean his career died. That someone's career is going to die, or at least come to an end. We saw that with Ric Flair, back at WrestleMania 28, I think. Oh, not 28, but what was it? It was WrestleMania 24. WrestleMania 24. We saw it there, so I don't really know what they're going to go with here. I know it's going to be a physical match. It's going to be hard hitting. You're probably going to get the weapons involved, like the sledgehammer, chairs, and all that. You might even get some juice in here, if you know what I mean. So we'll just have to see what they do here. Again, this is another one of those hard hitting, matches that's just, hard to predict exactly what the outcome's going to be. So it's a toss-up to me. I would love Triple H to win, but then again, if you're WWE and you want to do business with Dave Batista again, having him go is probably the best option. And then finally we get to the women's matchup, the women's triple threat, winner take all, as announced last night, made official last night, for both the SmackDown and Raw Women's Championships. It is Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, and Ronda Rousey. This one, to me, it should be an obvious decision, or the obvious choice has got to be Becky. They've been building up to it. The story's been building to it. So obviously Becky's got to be the choice. But this is WWE we're talking about, guys. Last year we thought Roman Reigns was going to beat Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania to end the show, whether we liked it or we didn't. But guess what? Brock beat Roman, and that's how the show ended. So I'm not going to put anything past WWE with this one, because just because we thought Roman last year was going to beat Brock, and we were hoping for that, believe it or not, fans were actually hoping for that. It didn't happen. They turned the tables on us. So don't be surprised if WWE does the same thing here. We expect Becky to win. Some of us even expect Charlotte to win. But don't be surprised if they have Ronda Rousey go over. Don't be surprised. I'm not putting it past them, but prediction-wise, I gotta put the way but from a storyline perspective, I gotta go with Becky, just like everybody else. I gotta go with Becky. Becky, the story has written itself, and everything, that Becky is the one who's basically the true underdog here, and she needs this moment to prove that, hey, if you work hard and you earn your shot instead of having it handed to you, you can become a success. You can be just as successful if you have something handed to you if you earn it. But again, I can't really say if that's what they're going to do. Again, this is one thing about WWE. We cannot put anything past them. Again, I mean, like I said, I know I'm repeating myself here, but we thought Roman was going to win last year. He didn't. Brock did. So, I mean, heck, we all thought Brock was going to lose to The Undertaker, and Undertaker's undefeated streak was going to continue. That didn't happen. So we don't know what they got planned. We really don't. I mean, logical would say go with Becky Lynch. But guess what? Sometimes logic don't play a role in WWE's mindset. So, to me, right now, asterisk next to it, I'm predicting Becky with an asterisk. And with a double asterisk, I'm predicting Charlotte. But I think, And you know, that's how I got to look at it. With the asterisk means to me, the one asterisk next to Becky is that's the most logical choice. Charlotte with the double asterisk is the second most logical choice. That leaves Ronda. Ronda's with a big question mark or exclamation point. Ronda to me has probably the quotations question mark exclamation points right next to her. So I was just thinking for a second, because I'm not going to put past WWE to put her over, to have her walk out at the end of the night with both belts. I'm not. So, asterisk, most logical, Becky. Double asterisk, second most logical, Charlotte. But the big question mark, exclamation point goes right next to Ronda, because you never know. But again, the most logical choice should be Becky, just from a story perspective. Then again, you never know with WWE on this one. But I'm hoping Becky, just like everybody else, but we'll just have to wait and see, because again, I'm not putting anything past this company. I'm not. So, even with the angle they did last night, which was a good angle, I'm not putting anything past them. I'm not. So, anyway, those are that's my WrestleMania 35 preview and predictions. We'll just have to wait till Sunday to see what they do. So let me know what you guys think down below. Comment if you like, and I will talk to y'all later. Alright, sorry about that, guys. But like I said, I wanted to just come on here and talk about one thing I just forgot to mention. It's what I've been thinking about this for the past couple of days, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. You know, we have Alexa Bliss hosting WrestleMania, but you know, why isn't she competing? I mean, I understand the injuries and all that, but WWE doesn't want to take a chance on her. But if they think so highly of her, then why isn't she having some more of an important role or part in WrestleMania instead of just hosting? And then it dawned on me, what if? And again, though, and like I said, I'm not going to put past WWE to have Ronda go over and retain her title. That's why I put the question mark and exclamation point at the end of that. And I'll have them go over. I'll have them go with Charlotte with the double asterisk next to her, even though the most logical is Becky with the one asterisk. But I would not be surprised if WWE has Alexa show up before the match and say, "Oh, by the way, there's been a change of plans, and this is now a fatal four-way," and she just basically tells them that, yeah, there was a catch to me hosting WrestleMania, and that is I can be part of the main event and for the women's championships, and thus make it a fatal four-way. So I wouldn't be surprised if they pull something like that, and if they do, I would not be surprised if Alexa walks out with the belts. Just think about that for a second, guys. Just think about that for a moment. Do not put it past WWE to do that. But that's all I wanted to add on to, and that's about it, guys. Let me know what you think down below. Comment below, and I'm out.